What's good? It's your boy J.Lou. I'm here on Loucid Lounge with another lyric breakdown. The song that I'm breaking down is Feel Me. Let's go ahead and break down the chorus.
The lights go, the buzz died. No champagne bells cause the well ran dry. Would you feel me? Would you still feel me? If the money ain't matching my grind, even though God made a promise in due time, would you feel me? Would you still feel me? Would you still feel me?
Everybody has a peak time in their respected craft and a time where they're not the man or the woman anymore. And then there's also times before you are the man where you're grinding to become the man or the woman of your respected craft. In those times, there are people that are around you that you want to know that they still got your back in whatever part of the game that you're in. The champagne baths, that's talking about the celebrations that happen in football or any other sport for that matter when they win a championship. On to the first verse.
I was born a king, but was taught I was less. Somewhere down the line, I forgot what I possessed. Ask God, give me strength to forgive all of these people who said with their chest that my beliefs was a stretch.
I believe we all come here born with royalty in our blood, king or queen. I just said king because obviously I'm a man. But somewhere in there, we forgot what we possess. We forgot who we were. And it's for various reasons. It can be because of what somebody's told you, upbringing, social media. There's a plethora of things that you can choose from that makes you forget that king that you are, that queen that you are. I go on to ask God for strength to forgive all these people who said that my beliefs was a stretch. Whatever I believe that I was supposed to be doing in my specific journey is music and being a light on the world and being successful financially. Anybody that believed that that was a stretch and I needed a plan B, I'm asking for strength to forgive those people for not believing in me the way I believe in myself.
You can teach them the tricks and the trades to the game. They might even earn some coins and get a name, but the answer remains the same to the question they asking. You can learn the skills of the trade, but can't learn passion.
You can teach somebody how to do something. Millionaires can teach us how to become millionaires. They can give you every step of the way. And quiet as kept, you might even earn a reputation for what it is you do, and you might even earn some money from it. But is it self-sustaining? If you lack passion in anything that you're chasing, at some point money is not going to be enough to hold you there. And at the same time, the money is going to dissipate because your intensity of what you gave originally is not going to be there because there's nothing to keep you giving the same type of fire you gave before when you first started.
Don't get it Oliver twisted. It's a lot of pitfalls that goes unmentioned, and a lot of them lips of them chicks goes unkissed, and them unbreakable bonds with your niggas can snap like twigs when you stuck in them trenches.
There's a lot of intricate details of people's stories that goes unmentioned, and rightfully so. Some of it needs to remain private, but I think sometimes the world can mistake success as something that just came out of nowhere, and they don't realize that there was untold pieces of that story that never made it to light, but that was a part of the journey, and it was very difficult for each individual. Not to say that this is something that you should be chasing, but it's a lot of girls that go unkissed, and the main reason is because you ain't on your shit, and they are basically a part of that group that I say while you in your grind, you're not on top, you ain't kissing those lips. In this grind time, a lot of friendships can be tested as well. People that's there in the start, you trying to see how long those people are there, but some of those people that were saying I'm down for the ride, I'm down for the ride, if it takes too long, they start to fade to black when they go on to greener pastures.
Longer than expected, now you feeling rejection. No pill harder to swallow than reality's lessons. Tell me how you feel in the darkest hour, growing out of toxic soil just to fight for a blossom.
Reality is a hard pill to swallow. You know, as you keep growing and going through your bout, it's hard to come to grips with understanding and realizing that your day ones ain't there for the long haul, or the family members that you felt like was gonna ride or die with you the whole time is not really doing that. In this darkest hour, when you're by yourself and you're praying and you're trying to get from point A to point B to your success, you're trying to figure out the best way to grow in this area. Your toxic soil can be your household, your family, friends, it can be social media, whatever your toxic soil is, you're finding a way as an individual to still fight to grow out of that and become something. That concludes the first verse. We're gonna jump over to the second one right about now.
I apologize for making you nervous, but it's a disservice if these verses don't break generational curses. My money ain't long, but my spirit rich. When it is, you will see what gold diggers get.
And as I've always expressed, my whole goal is to give people a blueprint or some beacon of hope that they can make it out of whatever situation they're in, and I may drop some gems in there on how to do that. I apologize sarcastically for making people nervous, because anytime you're trying to grow some people or anytime you're trying to do something that's out of the ordinary and it's working, it makes people a little uneasy, because what is it? People fear what they don't understand. So when you don't understand what's going on or why people are gravitating to something such as growth, when it's in rap music and you doing it and it's rocking out, it can be nerve-wracking for people who ain't on board with it. I'm doing the world a disservice if I don't fulfill my purpose in making the music that I make. I can't go and subscribe to stuff that I listen to. It's no dig on them, but that's not my journey, and I feel like if I did that, I'd be doing a disservice to the people who need what I'm giving. At this stage, and it's like, I ain't broke, but my money ain't where I want it to be, but what is rich is my spirit, my integrity, what I want to give. That's super rich, and I much rather have that than any financial gain in any given point in my life. But when it is, best believe gold diggers gonna get Nathan from me.
As long as I'm entertainment, I'm the man, right? Till they pull the plug and show you sleight of hand, right? Like magic, they was either there the whole time or never was. Where I'm from, we learn to grind before we learn to trust.
As long as you top dog, they'll stick around. But then the moment the plug is pulled, the fame is not there no more, the money is not there no more like it was before or whatever, then people just kind of move around and go where what's shaking and what's happening at that given moment. That's just the nature of people and trends. Like magic, sleight of hand. You know, sleight of hand is being quick, where you showing somebody something that's there or showing them something that's not there. And that's what I was referring to with that. It's like people was either there the whole time or they really never was. They was just there for the moment. Growing up in the environment I grew up in, we learned to grind before we learned to really trust anybody. Like, it was go get the money, go get whatever you needed to make yourself top dog, and then trust came later. It's an unfortunate mindset to have, but
when it all costs, it ain't no place for runner-ups. Runner-ups become bitter and start running up. Your friends become rivals cause they saw you coming up. To think that we both could win, how dumb of us.
This society, especially in the US, it's all about being number one. There's no such thing as runner-ups. Nobody remembers second place. It's so many different references there. That's why everybody is so hell-bent on being the number one person. But what happens is, when you're not number one, it can be your best friend, it can be whoever. When they're not number one, they start to run up. They try to figure out ways to make themselves become number one, either getting rid of you somehow.
I'd have to drop.
In the streets, it can be killing you, or in just a regular living world, it can be sabotaging, or they'll be doing anything to get your spot. All kinds of immoral shit. And they typically do that when they see you coming up for their spot, or you guys are neck and neck and they see you rising a little faster than them.
Yeah, they rolling hard too. They slanging real good, real good.
I don't like that shit.
For sure, bro.
I don't like that shit.
I was being sarcastic when I said to think that we can win together. How dumb of us. It's so fucking ridiculous that this everybody has to be number one thing is driving you to become a competitor against somebody who you can rock out with and grow together.
There's a table long enough for all of us to eat. It's called the winner circle for a reason. No need to compete. Trust the process, your journey's unique. Your walk is for you and mine is for me.
There's a table long enough for all us to come sit and eat. Like, we don't have to go against one another. What God has for you it's for you. What God has for me is for me. So there's no need for us to be butting heads at one another trying to compete, because it's enough. That concludes the second verse, and it concludes the song. If you guys have any questions about any bars in there that may be misunderstood, or you want me to dive a little bit more, or you just want to comment, feel free to do so. This song is also available on all digital platforms, and if you want to copy it, I actually prefer you to do that, but if you want to copy it, go to jloumusic.com and it's there in my music store. As always, I appreciate you guys spending time with me, kicking back and listening to the lyric breakdowns. This has been your boy J.Lou on Loucid Lounge, and until the next breakdown, I'll get at y'all later.
Let's go to the bus stop. No champagne bells, cause the well ran dry. Would you feel me? Would you still feel me? If the money